Zachy, you know what I've been missing about not being in Durban lately?
The beach, the clubs, the weather.
Well, I suppose all of the above, but what I really had in mind was the crabs.
Now that I can understand, as long as you're not thinking of them scurrying around in a tidal pool, but rather simmering in a hot Durban curry.
You've read my mind.
Well, I'm sure Yudhika can, because guess what she's preparing for us today?
Summer memories of Durban reminds me of sunshine and the sea. Even in the midst of summer, we enjoyed fiery hot curries. On my menu today, a traditional spicy crab curry, prawn madras, and to go with that, lemon rice. Starting out on the rice first. Sunflower oil into the pot. Preheated this pot already. Teaspoon of mustard seeds. They start to splutter as they hit the oil. And half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Chopped onion. Onion going into the pan. And saute those onions until they're translucent. And then curry leaves. The onions are starting to brown. And now the rice. Stir the rice into the onion. Now a little turmeric, a large pinch, and salt. Fry that up for a few seconds and then pour in some water. I'm using cold water for this. It slows down the cooking process and prevents the rice from breaking up. And now, some lemon juice. Cover the pan with a tight-fitting lid, reduce the heat and let that simmer. The prawn madras is a spicy curry flavoured with a touch of coconut milk as well. Now, for that you'll need some onions, desiccated coconut, green chilli, garlic, prawns, curry leaves, coconut milk and tomato. Firstly, heating up some oil. Now add some mustard seeds. And then some cumin. To this, the onion. While the onion's frying, pound some garlic, a few cloves going in. This is an old-fashioned mortar, quite noisy, but it works well. Back to the onions. The onions are starting to brown. Curry leaves, sprinkle those in. Green chilli. Now, desiccated coconut. Take care not to burn the coconut. Once it goes into the oil, it browns quite easily. Using coconut in curry isn't really a Durban thing, but it is delicious. The coconut's frying off, it's golden brown. Put the garlic on top of the onion, and this prevents it from burning. And fry the garlic until it's fragrant. Red chili powder, 2 tablespoons. Heating the chili powder. Tomato. Use super ripe tomatoes for this. Now, ground cumin, a teaspoon. Ground coriander, a teaspoon, and then a pinch of turmeric. And break down the lumps in the tomato. The sauce is now cooked down. It looks like a thick tomato paste. Now for the prawns. And in go the prawns. This is quite a dry curry. When you are making prawns, use proper prawns, and by that I don't mean prawn meat. Buy them with the heads on and the shells on. Shell and devein them. They are the best prawns to use for this dish. The tails have started to curl, the prawns have changed colour. Now the coconut milk. That looks delicious. That's ready. Prawns are cooked. Wow, that looks delicious. Black pepper going on top. The last stir. You can cook up the sauce and add the prawns just before serving. You don't want the prawns marinating in that sauce. They will become quite powdery. Let's get on with the crab curry. The star of any seafood feast in Durban has to be crab curry. We all have those memories of having spicy hot crab curry, runny noses and a big mess as well. Sunflower oil into the pot. And 2 teaspoons of mustard seeds. That should do it. The mustard seeds have started to pop. Now onion. Green chili. And a sprig of curry leaves. Salt. 2 teaspoons. For the ginger and garlic, I've got some fresh ginger here. Sliced it into thin coins. That goes into the mortar. And some fresh garlic too. The beauty about food in Durban is the simplicity of the ingredients. Pound that. That's ready. The onions have browned. They look quite crispy. Now, in goes the paste. Stir that through and fry for a few seconds. The onions are quite crispy. Now for the masala. 3 heaped tablespoons. Stir the masala into the onion and fry it off for a few seconds. Chop tomatoes. You can grate or chop them. I'm using about 8 large chopped tomatoes. The tomatoes must be properly soft before you add the tamarind paste, or it will prevent a sauce from forming. Now for that tamarind paste, about 4 tablespoons going in. I've soaked the tamarind in boiled water, left it to soak for a while, and then strained it. And now for the crab. I'm using deep sea crab for this. And just ease the crab pieces into the pot. One last leg. Stir the crab portions into the sauce, and the sections with a bit of darker shell change colour quite quickly. Turn up the heat. Crab absorbs a fair bit of that sauce. Add about a cup of water. These aromas take me back to my days in Durban, and this has to be one of my childhood favourites. It takes about 5 minutes for the sauce to penetrate the crab shell. I don't use methi seeds in my crab curry, but I do prefer using kasuri methi. Just a sprinkle. You can find this at Indian spice stores. And then more curry leaves. One last stir. That's our crab curry done. Garnish the curry just before serving so the coriander doesn't wilt too much. These are some of my recipes inspired by the sea. A fiery Durban crab curry, prawn madras that's creamy with a touch of coconut, and a lemony rice. Enjoy it.